What's going on, everybody? So I'm going to start doing more videos again that aren't all comic books. I've just been really busy running two channels. It is a lot of work on top of having a life, outside of YouTube. I'm a pretty busy guy. But I'm going to start trying to put more effort into more videos over here, particularly when I find stuff like this. So while Dark Phoenix might be tanking, there's some light at the end of the tunnel. X-Men animated series has a shot of returning, and I think this is a great idea. X-Men was massively popular in the 90s, and I'm sorry, but I think a lot of that has to do with goofy-eyed Beast here. They could have got a better picture. His eyes are going in two directions, but the 90s X-Men show, very loved. There was the Spider-Man show. Both of those were very loved. These were Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know if you know what Saturday morning cartoons are. If not, I would look into that in a separate video, but we all used to get up and watch them back in the day, and then they just kind of went away. Saturday morning cartoons don't exist anymore. It's sad. However, I used to get up every Saturday to watch this, and it's a great show. The violence was extremely toned down as it was Saban creation, but it was still a great show. And it would be awesome to see it come back. And now that the Disney Mouse Company owns X-Men again, it looks like that's going to play into it. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. The 1990s X-Men animated series actually has a shot of returning, as now that Disney owns the rights, the original creators are going to pitch a continuation. So this is very exciting to me. You're going to have the entire team come back. And we're gonna get into that in a second. So the info comes from THR's email newsletter, which does put out a lot of gossip, but hopefully they are right this time, as the 90s X-Men cartoon is long considered by fans the best adaptation of the comics. So, X Reunion. Here's a small scoop. The cast of the 90s X-Men, the animated series, will be reuniting at Los Angeles Comic-Con on October 12th. It will be the first time the actors Cal Dodd, Lorraine Zane, George Buza, Chris Potter, and Chris Britton have all appeared together on stage since the end of the fondly remembered Saturday morning cartoon. But that's not all. The creative team behind X-Men tells us they are planning on approaching Disney with a pitch for an on-screen continuation of the series, perhaps a season of TV that keep the aesthetic of the show. The one thing we'd like to do more of than anything else is to continue where we left off, longtime X-Men artist Larry Houston says. So, I think this would be pretty cool. The rest of the article just talks about the X-Men, but could you imagine if this came back? So, Disney bought Hulu, from what I understand. They own it now. So, this kind of begs the question. I don't think, they're going to go ahead. They were originally going to go ahead and do their own streaming service. I think that's nixed now. I think they're going to just take over Hulu and build on that platform, because that platform is actually doing pretty good. I like Hulu better than Netflix myself, personally. I don't know how you guys feel, but it turns out that if they wanted to have reasons to get people to sign up to come over to Hulu, one of them would be to go, more original content. And I got to be honest, I already have Hulu, but I could see, let's say if I didn't have it, if they said, hey, we're bringing back the X-Men animated series, I would sign up. Just like I did for Game of Thrones for HBO Go, and then I canceled it promptly after that was over. But to see this come back, I think that would be so cool. So keep in mind, they do point out that that website puts a lot of gossip out there. However, I think that there might be something to this, because we see a lot of nostalgia stuff coming back lately. We've seen it a few times with some different things. So with the love of nostalgia out there, and Marvel wants to push the X-Men brand. They just got the rights back to it, and they've got to rebuild, because Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse, those are terrible X-Men movies. You haven't had a good show in forever. The comic book has been a mess. You need to rebuild some things before you can really push that brand. Now, the comics are doing a good job right now with Rosenberg's run, and then they're bringing Jonathan Hickman, putting him on X-Men. I think that's a start right there to reviving the comic. But if you're going to build up to a movie, what better way to reignite the love for the X-Men to bring this series back. And I guarantee you, if they pitch this, you're going to have some people run in and say, let's do it. If you can get the original team back on this, and it sounds like that's what they want to come back, I think you have a strong possibility of seeing this show come back. So for now, it's a rumor. It might or might not happen. But if they do pitch this, I bet you they bring it back. I bet you they do it. So anyway, like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Would you love to see this come back? What are your feelings on this? Because I would love to see this happen. Anyway, see you guys later. Peace.